I've gotten to know Commissioner George as a very caring, encouraging, and always wanting to do the best for our county and government. She has truly been a public servant in her words and actions. Today, we will reminisce over the past 12 years and talk about what is ahead. Well, wow. Commissioner George, this is sad.
Well,
and happy. I mean, you have, I'm sure, some great things in the future.
There's always, kind of feelings on both sides when you come to a crossroads. And I've had a wonderful, wonderful experience being a commissioner. I've loved serving this community. We have a truly amazing county.
We do.
And, and facing a new challenges and new activities, it's going to be fun, and I'm going to enjoy what's next, but it's always sad to say goodbye to what you've been doing. But
what do you look most forward to?
Well, of course, I have grandchildren.
Yeah.
And my family as a whole, and getting to be a little bit more of a good friend again. It's been hard keeping up with friendships sometimes. When be really busy, but I'm lucky I have wonderful friends too. So. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next steps and what comes next. But I do want to recognize what a really wonderful position this has been, and how lucky I have been to be the county commissioner for 12 years. And for those who don't know, Yamhill County has term limits so that each elected official can serve 3 terms, and then they're term limited out. And so this year, Commissioner Stern, myself, and the sheriff were term limited out. And so
big changes.
Big changes, which frankly is the exact same turnover as there was the year that I was elected.
Came in, yeah, and
we
it
had
all worked out.
Two new commissioners, a new judge, and a new sheriff.
Oh, the sheriff. He gets 12 years. Okay, I didn't really know what his term limit was, but obviously I knew it was over.
Yeah.
When I first met you, were you a new commissioner?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I've been working at this for almost 12 years then.
Well, I was elected in 2002, and I took office in 2003.
Okay.
So this has been 12 years now. But, I just want to let people know, in case they weren't aware, I think most people are, but we can be really proud of Yamhill County. We can be proud of our citizens. We can be proud of our communities. We can be proud of our county employees and our county government. We have some amazing people that work for us in the county. We have amazing organizations in this community. We have people who are dedicated to helping others. We have people who are working very, very hard to build this community, to build businesses, to build new types of jobs. I mean, look, 12 years ago, our wine industry wasn't anywhere near what it is now, and look at what it is now because of the dedication and the hard work of a lot of people. But that's just one. There are so many. And we have volunteer opportunities. We have people who are serving the poverty areas and who are really dedicating themselves to that. And I've just been really proud to be part of that community. And I think that becoming a commissioner really opened my eyes to a lot of this. I always knew that we lived in a wonderful community, but when you're faced with it every day and you meet people and you get to see what people are really doing, it can really make you proud of Yamhill County.
What's something that we might not know that you know as a county commissioner that we should know?
Well, I think that when I first became a commissioner, I was just staggered at the number of volunteers and the volunteering opportunities that we had, the number of organizations that some of them are just very, very small, but somebody saw a need and they jumped in there and they started something going that and started building on it so that it filled a need. And it ranges all the way from people being concerned because we have a feral cat population that is causing a lot of trouble, and to people who are serving the elderly and trying to help them to stay in their communities. Some of the opportunities or some of the organizations are completely nonprofit or completely volunteer, where somebody's just doing it on their own. Others have something behind them, like in Newburgh there's Faith in Action, which has Providence Hospital behind them, and the goal is to keep people in their homes and to help people who are not able.
Faith in Action or Love Inc?
Faith in Action and Love Inc, both. Okay, but both. Faith in Action is came out of Providence Hospital. And it's a huge base of volunteers who have opportunities to do all sorts of things to help people. So we just, that I think was the most exciting thing to learn about our community.
What if people didn't volunteer and the government had to step in? Or it would, I don't know that the government would have to step in, but if there weren't all these great volunteers, what would
people
have
who
to
are
happen?
helping. It would take a tremendous amount of work. And even right now, the government, and I speak of the county government, because that's what I have knowledge of, we partner with nonprofits. There are a number of organizations that are private organizations or that are nonprofits of some sort, the faith community, that we partner with to provide services to people.
Is that 211?
No, 211 is a different, the different services are listed on 211. 211 is a call service where people who are looking for a type of service can call that number, tell the operator what they're looking for, and she can put them in contact with.
Isn't that something that you helped get that going, even though it's
That came
volunteer?
Well, and that's, and I don't exactly know how that's operating right now, because it was United Way and Commission on Children and Families were helping to support that, and there was another component. We had a 3-piece component, but that is something that is not just local, but it's statewide, and people are trying to get that up and running, kind of like the 911. But it's more of a listing of places to get help of some sort. And it's a pretty broad thing. And if people have services that they offer, they can get it listed on that.
So it's volunteer, and then the government just providing kind of the platform.
Yeah,
in a way, okay.
Probably.
And that was something that
and the county's not doing anything with that right now, but that came out of the person who was our manager for Commission on Children and Families saw that as an opportunity through some of her networking to pull together different resources, and they were able to put that together and get it funded and get it up and running. And
so it's running, it's just not county. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are your accomplishments? What are you?
Well.
Yeah.
I gave a little update on county government to a group about a month ago, and I started, trying to put together, well, what does the county do, and what does county government do, and then what have I felt like I've accomplished over the time, and I came up with this list of things that I feel like either came about because I worked on it, or I collaborated with my co-commissioners who, it's been an amazing opportunity to work with, wonderful commissioners. Even when we don't always agree on something, the working relationship for me has been good.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the things that I feel most positive about is that we've changed to an administrative form of county government. And so we have a county administrator who is the direct supervisor for all of our employees, our managers. And that has given tremendous consistency and professionalism to how our departments are managed. Our managers and department heads were always, good, but, it was, now they have more of a consistency. It isn't dependent on what kind of commissioner you have, or if the commissioner's interested in this subject or that subject. It's very consistent across the whole county.
And it just makes things organized.
Much more organized, much more consistent.
And that was
more
something that you set
follow through. The three of us, Leslie and Mary and I, voted to put in the administrative form of government, and we hired a commission, an administrator who's, I think she's outstanding, Laura Schabel, and we have a deputy administrator, and this replaced other positions so that it was a, pretty cost neutral. And it's just working out really, really well. And I'm excited about the water task force that I pulled together. It's actually, I've pulled it together, but it's really the different cities and the people who are doing the work of municipal water. This is not just water, this is municipal water. So it would just be for the cities, and it's more of a networking and a collaboration type situation where the cities are able to come together, talk about what their needs are, talk about long-range plans, help each other if they have questions with how to get through situations, or navigate the system. And it's been a really excellent informal organization or group. And we have some wonderful people who are leading our cities too. And most of these have been like the public works directors of the communities. It's the non-elected people who are making sure that the citizens have water, and not just now but long term.
Yeah. Now I heard, actually talking to former Commissioner Lewis. I think we were talking one time that there would be a water shortage had it not been for some of these things for thought. Am I thinking of this
Well,
right?
The cities have had to look way out and forward because it takes a very long time to get things done. By the time a city has gone through the planning and all of the different regulations and regulatory agencies and done all their studies and put together all of the processes that they have to go through, it can be a score.
Is that an environmental?
Some of it's environmental, some
So
of it's other regulatory things. Some of it, you want to make sure that dam that is built up somewhere doesn't, come crashing down and flood the valley. So
Are there like unnecessary mandates that they make you do that you just kind of realize it's a waste of time and money, but there's special interests involved?
Possibly, I don't know.
But you have to work through the system.
You have to work through the system, yeah.
Do anything about it.
Yeah, and so that isn't what our task force does, but our task force works with the people who are doing that and who are working to put together the systems that are going to make sure that the communities have water, not just this year, next year, but 10, 12, 15, 20 years down the road.
And so before you came in,
Before
everybody
I
was
came
kind
in,
of
yeah,
just working
actually,
doing their own thing, and they just needed somebody to kind of go, wow, that we can make this more efficient and bring it together.
not so much more efficient, but let's just network and collaborate and find out how we can find ways that we can work together, because things cost so much now that sometimes it works better if there's more than one city just trying to do their own thing. But if they have, a small region, then they can work together, and it helps with getting grants, it helps with, expertise, it helps in a lot of ways. And it might not, but at least they have that opportunity to talk to each other.
Yeah.
It was the dream of a previous commissioner, Dennis Gex. When he was a commissioner, he had commissioned a study of an intertie between cities. And his thought was that if one city has water and another city has problems, that maybe they can buy water from each other. And so he had formed this study and had this big intertie study done. And then he went out of office and wasn't ever able to complete it. And so I picked up where he had dropped off, and we formed our group and worked for 2 or 3 years on another type of very, very inexpensive little study, but we were able to figure out that the big intertie wasn't going to work for Yamhill County financially. And so we found other ways to help cities collaborate. So that was one.
Sometimes we don't even know. I mean, we just take for granted that we're going to have water.
Turn on that tap and the water comes out, and that's all we worry about.
And we don't know the work, behind it and the thought, put behind it. So
right.
And done with a conservative approach.
Yeah.
So.
And then I was really pleased with the ending homelessness efforts. It's a very big job. We have a lot of need in our community. But I think that the group that worked on ending homelessness, although it's not meeting very often right now, from that group came the Sea Wish, which is a group of people who, in Newburgh and a group in Minville, who ensure that there's a place to stay when the weather gets down below certain temperatures. So people who are homeless can come in and stay warm. And there's been a couple times when the heat was very, very bad, and they were able to go stay cool.
Is there a location for that? Or does it change?
It changes, yeah. Different churches have opened up their doors, and I'm not sure in Newburgh it was changing for a while in Newburgh too, but mostly it's the churches that have opened up their doors. And And they do need volunteers on that. So if anybody's interested in, going in and
Yeah.
helping to, be there,
For sure.
volunteer.
Yeah, that's the thing with different county commissioners and just people, everybody has their niche. And it takes a team for things
Yes.
to get accomplished. And what we just
does.
need to do is just look outside ourselves and look towards the needs of others. And we'll feel better about ourselves, and things will
Yeah.
things will happen. And that's what I have seen you do.
Yeah.
There aren't too many outlets where you can hear in-depth spiritual issues alongside conservative politics, where we can make a difference to those around us and our country. It's brought to you at a cost that's worthwhile, yet I'd like to do more. On 11thhourpolitics.com, you can buy books and videos that will advance this cause. There's delicious chanterelle tea containing vitamin D, proven to dispel depression. We have an art gallery and options to produce your own commercial or have us do it for you, along with other projects. It's only through a co-op that things get accomplished. I hope you will join me in this mission.